This season, the Los Angeles Lakers have shown glimpses of brilliance, proving that they're capable of competing with some of the league's top contenders. Did you guys see what they did to the Celtics?
And he'll kick to Reeves, finds a gap, cutting his James with another haymaker. Whoa! He takes off and no one in their right mind would get in the way.
The final score of this game was ugly. As I mentioned, the Lakers certainly have the ability to compete with some of the league's best, but their path hasn't been without its challenges. While this team has the potential to win, LeBron James put it best after their loss to the Clippers. As he highlighted, with their current roster construction, the Lakers have no room for error. To find success, they have to play nearly flawless basketball. Which, this coming from LeBron James is kind of funny, but right now LeBron James isn't the only star in Los Angeles who has been feeling like this team needs to elevate their roster. Anthony Davis, whose growing frustration with this team's roster has become impossible to ignore, is at the center of a tricky situation in Los Angeles. As the Lakers look to build on their recent success, the pressure is mounting. But before we get too deep into Rob Pelinka's latest challenge, because trust me, it's getting crazy out there, make sure that you've liked the video, subscribed, and turned on notifications if you are enjoying the content. And speaking of challenges, if you want to have some extra fun while the games are on, you need to check out Underdog's Pick'em. On Underdog, daily fantasy is as easy as it possibly could be. You make your picks, you watch the games, and if you nail some of those picks, you cash out. For today's picks, it's only right that for one of my picks that I'm picking Anthony Davis to go higher than 43.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This man has been a monster. I feel like that's a good pick. For the other pick, I'm picking Jalen Green scoring higher than 21.5 points. Green is a bit risky, but I'm taking a chance and hoping that he has a good game. For those of you who haven't hopped on Underdog yet, don't miss out. Jump in and use my code COOP. With code COOP, you can score up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a free pick to get you started. It's a win-win. You get rewarded, and you're also supporting the channel. Thanks for the love, guys, and thank you, Underdog, for the sponsor. The clock is ticking in Los Angeles. Earlier this season, the Lakers made a move that felt very familiar, shipping D'Angelo Russell and a couple of picks for Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. The idea was to inject some toughness and versatility into a team still figuring out its whole flow, something that this trade has actually done. This trade has also helped to unlock Austin Reeves, something that we'll cover shortly on this channel. So be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss it. But the big question remains, will this trade be enough for the Los Angeles Lakers? If you asked Anthony Davis, he'd say no, because there's one thing that he desperately wants, so badly that he'd hold the sit-down interview with Shams to get his point across.
What more can be done with this roster? Are you satisfied with the roster? Do you feel like you guys need some more here?
I think we need another big. I feel like I've always been at my best when I've been the 4. And having the big out there, we know it worked when we won the championship with JaVale and Dwight. I'm at the 5 and I'm at the 4.
Anthony Davis pointed out how successful the Lakers were when he moved to the 4, with JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard anchoring the 5. And honestly, can you argue with that?
Try to continue that. Blocked by Dwight. He joins the party. Then falling down at the other end is Brown, and Caruso scores.
After Brown slipped and fell, that's what got him out of defensive positioning, and then he tried to get back into the play.
Anthony Davis gets beat. No problem, because Dwight Howard is there. The Lakers had 20 blocks in this game. The most that they've had this season is 13. With McGee, Howard, and Davis holding down the front court, the Lakers had a fierce center rotation, one that gave them the ability to always have a big alongside Davis. This setup gave them options, which gave them versatility, a key asset for any championship contender. This team could play big and had the physical presence to challenge elite talents like Jokic, who has dominated them in recent years.
Shot clock at 4. Jokic has to put it up. Falling away, puts it up. Bang! Nikola Jokic knocks it down. His foot was on the line. A 2-pointer.
For those who didn't know, Dwight Howard has taken full credit for slowing down Jokic during the Lakers' most recent championship run, even claiming that he could still stop the Joker today.
You still got that in you? Think you can slow Joker down when you watch it?
Hell yeah. And there's no doubt in my mind. And it is not that he's a bad player. Like, people think I be hating on him or, you know.
You saying it how you saying it. And you're a master of your craft. Let's
like I play defense.
Nah,
so,
bro,
like, I'm not.
The Lakers are so down bad for more physicality down low that I honestly wouldn't even be opposed to them reaching out to Dwight. When I look at the Lakers' center rotation, I'm not impressed. I'm actually concerned. Even with how dominant that Anthony Davis can be at the 5, this team can't head into the playoffs with this setup. As it stands, this team is far too dependent on Davis. Forbid that he gets injured or just gets into early foul trouble or something. Luckily for Anthony Davis and Lakers fans, it seems like Rob Pelinka has heard the call loud and clear, with reports surfacing that he's been actively looking to make a move. The word is that the Lakers have reached out to the Utah Jazz multiple times about acquiring Walker Kessler. But as expected, Danny Ainge isn't budging. Ainge, the mastermind who turned Rudy Gobert into Kessler and a mountain of picks, and who fleeced the Nets for a bunch of assets with an aging Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, isn't about to let Kessler go for pennies on the dollar. Who would have guessed, right? Ainge, who feeds off of desperation, knows that the Lakers are desperate, and with that recent Anthony Davis interview, he now knows just how desperate that they are. Picture this. You're trying to buy a rare first edition Pokemon card to complete your collection, and then your friend starts going on and on to the seller about how you'll do anything to get this card. You're thinking, yo, chill, I'm just trying to work out a deal here, and you're not exactly helping. Right now, Anthony Davis is that friend. Now, before anybody even says anything, I'm not mad at AD at all because none of this is his fault. If this is what it takes to get not just Kessler, but any center, then I get it. I'd be impressed if Pelinka somehow managed to pull something off with Ainge to strengthen the Lakers center rotation. But honestly, Pelinka won't be getting any praise from me if he does this time. This is a situation that should have been addressed long before now. But Kessler and Anthony Davis? Yikes. I wouldn't be mad at anybody for praising that move, even if it did come late.
Jalen Johnson. Onyeka. And Kessler there to block it.
What a block.
Kessler is only 23. Kessler is a beast. And it sucks that Ainge is playing this game trying to keep him as close to unavailable as possible. Seriously, this pick-hungry monster must be stopped. Meanwhile, the Lakers are also eyeing Miles Turner, and things are starting to get interesting. Jovan Buha reports that with Turner heading into unrestricted free agency, that the Pacers may not be willing to pay him what he's asking for, which if they don't want to, he could become a real option for LA. While this still is mostly speculation from Buha, it actually makes a lot of sense. Let's not forget that the Lakers had a chance to end their center woes years ago when they almost traded for Turner and Buddy Hield back in 2022. Pairing Turner's scoring, shooting, and shot blocking with AD, that would be absolutely unreal. Don't forget that this guy is a freak athlete too.
Tomorrow, IU and Purdue both in action in the...
You gotta love that one. He just posterizes Antetokounmpo. Look at him dancing around and getting a pound from his guys. That's not just the poster, that's the poster. And the stamp, my friend. Stamp that one. Look at that release of energy. Because it has been a tough night for Miles Turner, but that's over at Antetokounmpo.
It's weird that Pelinka didn't want to part with 2 unprotected first-round picks to get that deal done. It honestly felt like Turner was practically begging for the Lakers to trade for him. Listen to this.
You've been hearing it for months, so I'll ask you, if you're the Lakers, would you do the 2 picks? Would you do the 2 picks?
That's such an intriguing question at that. I think personally, you know, when you look at this business of the league and, you know, knowing the landscape of the league, you know, you have to go off your future, right? And we all know picks are so valuable in this league. And someone like myself, I'm heading into the last year of my deal. and you want to make sure, you're getting a return, for your assets, right? So, if I'm the Lakers, I take a very hard look at this with the position that you're in. I know what I can provide for a team, my leadership, my shot blocking, my three-point ability, and just my ability to make plays out there on the floor. And I take a very long look at it. But as far as pulling the trigger, that's I get paid to shoot. I'm not meant to make these calls, so I couldn't answer that.
Pelinka, buddy, some of these receipts really aren't looking too good for you right now. And they look a whole lot worse when you remember that Anthony Davis isn't just asking for a Kessler or a Miles Turner. He seriously just wants some more help at this point. I can see Anthony Davis looking at Nick Richards going to the Suns cheap, just like how Squidward was watching Patrick and SpongeBob have fun outside of his own window. Would you guys believe that Nick Richards just put up 20 points and 19 rebounds for the Suns? My fantasy team loved that. But hey, no worries though, AD. I'm sure your backup is on the way with you applying the pressure that you have. With things unfolding the way that they have in Los Angeles, the Lakers are going to have to start value hunting. Ainge isn't making things easy with Kessler, and they're not really high on Vooch or Poeltl, which means that they might not get a big fish at big, but big fish or not, they need more than one big, which means that they're definitely going to have to hit that bargain bin that I was just referencing. What's tough is that the Lakers likely won't be the only team hunting for value at center. The Mavericks have had their center rotation wrecked by injuries. They're just one of many strong teams around the league who may be looking to upgrade as well. Guys, things are getting crazy around the league, so make sure that you're subscribed with notifications on so that you don't miss us discussing any of this action in depth. As always, thanks for watching and supporting the channel. Anyways, there's some more going on in the basketball world right now that I need to be covering, so clicking the video on the screen right now and using code COOP for Underdog are both great ways to support this channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.